The impact position was originally recommended by our executive, but we had a conference last week in Killarney and we had a 2-hour debate where both sides of the argument were heard in a comprehensive debate, and by a very, very large majority. In the region of 80% delegates voted in favour of the yes position, so we had an extensive internal discussion in the union. There would be common view in the union that we're extremely critical of the strictness of the fiscal rules in the treaty, but there's an acknowledgement that the euro crisis has underlined the need for enforceable rules across the currency zone, and that's a given. So a debate that pretends that you can have a single currency without fiscal rules misses the point. I think it's particularly important in an Irish context that the rules are not being written into the Constitution, that what's happening is that we're being asked to enable the government to ratify the treaty rather than putting the treaty itself into the Constitution. As has been stated, things are changing in Europe, and what was missing from the treaty was a growth strategy, and it now seems as if there's some political impetus around the growth strategy, which I think all the trade unions around Europe, and particularly all the trade unions in Ireland, will rally around. We believe that the argument that somehow or other a no vote would change either Irish or EU economic or fiscal policy misses the point entirely. And in essence, the argument boils down to a very simple one, which is that if we vote no, it's like telling a bank manager that we don't want a guaranteed low interest loan, but instead we'll take our chances with the money lenders in 2014. And that's not a sensible course of action for anybody who's reliant on public funding. And that's pensioners, carers, the unemployed, public servants, community workers, or anybody else who relies on the public purse. And we're taking the simple view that the balance of judgment on this is that it would be dangerous and reckless to vote no in circumstances where there's no certainty about access to funding in the back end of 2013 and beyond.
And there's no doubt that much of the investment we have at the moment is because of the access we give to Europe as an English-speaking nation. I think we also had a long debate as to what we are actually voting on. There's been a lot of talk about austerity and jobs and all things that we all believe in, but it's been done on the basis that somehow if we vote no, all of those problems will disappear. And it was the view of our delegates that you couldn't take that chance. We weren't convinced by the arguments that were given by other political parties or the other small number of unions who opposed this treaty. So it may well be seen as a narrow view, but I think it's absolutely critical for our future that we have access to funds at the right times. And I believe that the No campaign have singularly failed to convince anybody that they will have access to the type of funds that this country needs.
There are very positive reasons why people should vote yes in this referendum on Thursday. A yes vote is essential to stabilise the euro, and it's only with a stable euro that we can actually build a platform for a growth strategy to produce the jobs that are so urgently needed. It's very clear that developments at European level now are moving towards more investment through project euro bonds, and that a growth strategy can succeed to produce jobs once the euro is stabilised.